You got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited, as the Streamapalooza continues, as we do our second of two shows on the evening. We just wrapped up our WrestleMania 42 recap, and now we are going into a classic NITRO'S Take Live. Yes, in case you haven't seen this format of show here on the channel, think of it as Oprah's book club, but for wrestling nerds. We have an imaginary wheel. We spin the wheel. We make the deal. And we pick the pay-per-view. Whoever's name shows up, it's their pick. And this week, it was my name. And I picked the show. So we decide to rock and roll. I'm going to change the format of our introductions here from the last show. And I'm going to bring in Mr. TL first. How you doing tonight, sir?
I've got my refreshments. I had a good bowel movement. And we are ready to go.
Not quite. I got to do one more thing. 3, 2, 1. Click. There we go. Now we're switched. Officially.
All right, then.
Yes. And we got a new background, and it's very retro-y. So, boom. We will also bring in the mighty Moorhouse from his house to your house. Hello.
Bonjour. You want to spin the wheel, Sting? You want to spin the wheel and make the deal? Well, let me tell you, Sting, the last spin will be the last deal you'll ever make.
And, of course, we'll bring in Captain Maple Leaf himself. It's the Maple Leaf forever, Mr. Craig Fraser, showing up on the show. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic.
Yes, awesome. So you did watch this show that we're doing, correct?
Yes, this one I did watch.
Okay, this one you did watch. Okay, awesome. We look forward to your feedback here.
Nice. Because if you didn't, we were going to pull the plug on you.
At that point, it would be like, good night, Fraser. Have a great one. So,
Read people's opinion and a guy who messes up our scores.
Yes, absolutely. Well, folks, yes, as I mentioned off the top of the stream, the imaginary wheel was spun and we're starting a brand new rotation. So I am going first on this rotation. And my pick was for the first time ever in this format, and actually the first time ever on this channel, we are reviewing a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Yes, or not even a pay-per-view, a Ring of Honor special event direct to DVD. Because they didn't have pay-per-view back then. We're going back to October of 2005 for Joe versus Kobashi. This was on October 1st, 2005 from New York City, the New Yorker Hotel, in front of an attendance of 800 people. That's right. We're going from WrestleMania 42 and a, well, shall we say, somewhat fabricated number of 50,000 per night for WrestleMania to 800 at the New Yorker in 2005. And this is a big, big deal. This is a huge deal because for the first time ever, Ring of Honor is in the Japanese spotlight with their agreement and their, at the time, partnership with Pro Wrestling Noah. This allowed for a talent exchange. And all of a sudden, you got the chance to bring in not only just talent upon talent from Japan, but you got the chance to bring in one of the 4 pillars in your main event. Got a little bit of a blurb here, so I will read this quickly. After losing the heavyweight title in the spring of 2005, Kenta Kobashi enters with an agreement with Harley Race's World League of Wrestling to make some North American appearances. It is during that tour that word spread of a dream match of sorts that could happen during the fall. So between Kenta Kobashi, who was trying to show the North American public that he still had what it took, and the up-and-coming Samoa Joe, who was desperately seeking a GHC Noah title shot. That's the name of the Noah title, is the GHC belt. So with the help of Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer, basically pumping the hell out of this thing, the interest in this match by the end of the year was palpable. There we go. Palpable. There we go. Thank you. Ring of Honor took them up on their offer because obviously they had Samoa Joe under contract, and they scooped WLW within hours, apparently, because Harley Race was about to announce Samoa Joe Kenta Kobashi for a WLW card, but Ring of Honor scooped the match right out from underneath Harley Race and said, listen, we're going to do it with our format, with our stuff. And this is past, this is post Summer of Punk storylines going on. So we got, the Ring of Honor storylines, and we have this dream match on this card. So that's all the background information you need to know going into this. So, Craig, obviously, this is probably your first Ring of Honor show you've watched from front to back, I'd take it?
Yes, I do recognize the set because I know in the movie The Wrestler, they use a Ring of Honor ring.
That's right.
It's very much like the setup from the movie.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So that's The Wrestler was filmed in 06 and released in 07, or filmed in 07 and released in 08, something like that?
08. I think it was an 08 release, yeah.
08 release, so filmed in 07. So same set, though, at that point. Just Ring of Honor had pay-per-view in 07. That's the only real difference. At this point, they're just putting their shows out on DVD for general consumption. So, yeah, that's it. Show opens with video hyping the main event. On the call, we'll have Dave Prazak and Lenny Leonard, who are 2/3 of the Ring of Honor booking team at the time. The third is Gabe Sapolsky. He is the head booker, and he is a student of what famous booker that we have profiled on this channel before?
Please don't say Russo.
No.
Paul Heyman.
Bingo. He learned under Paul Heyman and ECW. So he was only he was with them for like the final year of ECW's existence, I think, in 99 and into 2000. So
he just saw Paul Heyman screaming and sweating.
Basically, he saw Paul Heyman at like the worst of his run. So yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll bring in the tradition here on the channel. It is time for the it is time for the Nitromaniac TV Undertaker. Let's say, oh, Undertaker. At the bottom of the screen is the Nitromaniac TV Undertaker with all the news and notes from the Joe versus Kobashi event underneath there with all the match times, and we'll get to them as we go. Opening contest for this card was Claudio Castagnoli versus Colt Cabana. The runtime for this thing is 7 minutes and 50 seconds, and Claudio upsets Colt Cabana. This is one of Claudio's first Ring of Honor appearances. So at the time, this made some major waves on the indie scene, having Claudio only wrestled in Shikara and CZW on the North American side prior to this. So, gentlemen, thoughts on the opener between Claudio Castagnoli and Colt Cabana?
I'll go last.
Okay. Absolutely. Fraser, go ahead. What did you think of the opener?
It was interesting to see Cesaro with hair.
A little less bulked up too.
Yeah, I think wasn't this the match where like the guys were like heckling Colt Cabana in the crowd? Like there was like plants or something, or there was some kind of
the Rottweilers, which was the faction that Homicide was running at the time,
right?
Are because Homicide and Colt Cabana are in the middle of a feud.
I thought it was a good opening match. Like I didn't think it was anything really to write home about, but I thought it set a decent tone. I don't know. I thought it was good.
Moorhouse, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it was a solid independent style wrestling match. It was a match I would see in indie. If I went to a local indie show in my town, I could probably see the same match there. It was fine. There was a little. I noticed there was some botches, but they were able to clean it up pretty well. Like there's one backbreaker spot where they were able to flip it around and turn it into a submission instead. And then it was a Kind of a quick match, though. There was a lot of interference and bollocks with LAX. I have no idea coming into this show the existing storylines, and I don't think the commentary did a great job of telling me those storylines as well.
No, it's something with especially Ring of Honor. The knock against Ring of Honor, especially at this point in 2005, great wrestling matches. Storylines that were a little because that wasn't their strength. Their storylines weren't their strength. It was great wrestling matches was what they put on, right? So especially with the pure title and so on and so forth. But yeah, the again had to do some back research into that and that stuff too. Is again it was a Colt Cabana homicide feud going on at the time, and the Rottweilers are just a group of thugs that like students of Homicide, because Homicide was like a trainer on the East Coast and that stuff and everything. So he could bring his students to the show, and they were his posse basically. So that's that. All right. Do I dare ask Mr. TL his thoughts, or am I looking at climbing a tree here early on?
Well, boys, we got notes again.
Oh boy. How thick is this pad?
Oh, we'll see.
I'm glad you're using that new typewriter we got you.
I love it.
The problem is the caps lock is stuck on it.
Scary stuff. Ding. Anyways, here we go. So what I've written down up to this point. Open with package with cheap indie level production. Cesaro starts in a disco suit. Colt Cabana comes out and he's over with the crowd except for what seems to be thugs.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Dave Prozac and Lenny Leonard? All right.
It's a commentary team.
I know. I guess I'd never heard of them before. I've never heard of them since, and I don't know why they suck. Let's see. Arm lock, backspin, reversal, reverse, wrist lock, into a hammer lock, reversal, test of strength, kick up, kip out, arm drag, arm lock, back up. Here you go. Fireman's carry into weak elbows to get out. Enough already. This actually is not technical wrestling. These are two indie idiots at the time who can replicate moves they saw on TV but have no idea why they're doing what they're doing. They don't sell. It doesn't look like a fight. It looks like choreographed kiddie play. Nothing they do looks crisp, effective, impactful, or meaningful. Arm drag after arm drag, hip tosses, monkey flips. It's all wasted motion to make it look like they're working hard, but it also just looks like kids playing. Claudio slaps Colt's shoulders to make a seated uppercut sound impactful. He literally slapped him when he did that thing. More rush moves with poor timing. Commentary keeps alluding to thugs in the crowd to throw off Colt. More sloppy choreographed crap. Some power bomb by Cesaro, and thank God this shit is over.
Yeah, the Ricola bomb. That was his finish at the time. So that's it. So that one ran, like I said, runtime again was 7 minutes and 50 seconds for it. Again, that's the
like a
opening
half hour. That literally felt like a half-hour opener.
And see, I watched it and I thought it was rather quick. I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that to be very quick.
That's because you two like different styles of wrestling, and we're talking about the different styles today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what to call the style other than bullshit.
Trampoline style.
Okay, we'll call it that. Trampoline style. We'll
Trampoline
keep that
style?
in the backyard where the kiddies are. I don't want to see that televised.
Well, technically, it was straight to DVD. So,
it should never see the light of day. How about that?
Actually, I thought this opener was half decent. It's the second match that got me a little bit weirded out because of the lineup in it. It was kind of a random assortment for the freeway elimination match because we had Azrael, Matt Sydal, who would later become Evan Bourne in WWE, and the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, of all people, in a freeway elimination match that ran 13 minutes right on the dot. Sydal first eliminated Azrael, and then Christopher Daniels eliminates Matt Sydal. Again, I'll work around the horn here, but I'll just quickly say that this was a random assortment of wrestlers. These are 3 wrestlers I did not expect to have a match at the same time. My only thinking is they were potentially short on the card, and they had Christopher Daniels back this weekend, and they were looking for a big pop for him for his first match back. He had been missing some time because TNA and Ring of Honor had a little bit of a spat over bookings. So he was, I think, gone from Ring of Honor for several months at this point. Like, he missed the entire conclusion of the Punk storyline and the whole deal over that, right? So, so him coming back is a big deal for Ring of Honor at this point, obviously, and just a really random assortment of wrestlers in a freeway elimination match. I thought the match itself was enjoyable. I thought it was, paced pretty good, but I'll leave it up to the panel tribunal what they thought at this point. So, but again, just my knock against it was this is a random group of wrestlers. Like, really random.
I'll start first because I'm not going to be able to contribute to this match much.
Okay.
I don't remember much about it. It was meaningless to me. That there was not a lot of. I was not entertained. I was just kind of bored and checked out for it. I do remember, Daniels being over. Sadal has some amazing aerial spots. Why WWE hired him. But this is just a showcase match for three guys that didn't have any stories or anything going into it. Azrael seems to be really negative with the crowd, so I guess he was able to draw some heat. Just to me, it was just here's a match on a card to fill a card.
Yeah, Azrael, I don't think ever amounted to much outside of Ring of Honor. I think he'd had some Ring of Honor shots, and then maybe that was it. He was mostly East Coast based anyway. He kind of falls into Amazing Red's crew of wrestlers. So. So, Craig.
I don't know. I mean, like, I had no context of any storyline, like the whole show. I'm like, I don't know what's going on at all. but like, I don't know. I kind of took each match at what I was seeing, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fan of Christopher Daniels. I've seen him in a few different cards that we've done, and I like his style. I don't know. I thought it was a decent match. It was a little kind of confusing. I thought it was a triple threat. So like when the first guy got pinned, I was like, oh, that's it. And then I was like, oh no, he's just eliminated. I was like, oh, it's a three-way dance. And I like
three-way elimination. Yeah.
No, it's a different style. But I don't know. Like, it was okay. Like, I wasn't really wowed by it. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm usually impressed by, seeing some of the acrobatics and some of the different moves that these guys
right.
Off. And some of the moves look really, really stiff. But of course, it seemed like there was some good execution here.
Absolutely. They talked about Daniels fighting Curryman at one point during this match. I was like, they're the same guy. What's going on? He's hot, spicy, and tastes great. Okay. Well, now we go back to the notepad. Mr. TL. What say you of this?
So after that last match ended, we immediately go into, and I actually wrote down Evan Bourne versus Azrael versus Christopher Daniels. The ring announcer was taller than everyone in the ring. Now, this is going to be a proper three-way dance, so that has an elimination and then a final fall.
Yeah.
I can't tell Seidel apart from Azrael. They have the same hair color, haircut, long pants with kick pads, body type, height, build, complexion. I actually wrote down whiteness, but complexion. Very spot heavy, pre-planned, choreographed, video game wrestling. It's like they agreed before the match to do every move that they had learned. No need to sell, no psychology needed. Just get to the next move. Keep it moving. Another spot to get to. Nothing matters. Azrael is out first. Now, I'm going to put a pause on this just for 1 second. Okay. I want you to listen to what it took to get to that first fall. I really did this.
Okay.
Here we go. Triple side headlock, shoot off, shoulder block, forearm, another one, arm drag, another one, double hip toss, double drop kick, miss, enziguri, tilt a world backbreaker, body drop, corner into the boot with the boots in the corner, whip, reversal into the corner, step up enziguri, back kick because it looks weird, Dudley dog, stopped into a power bomb, kick out, stomp, forearm, shoot off, back heel lariat, kick out, whip, reverse, pop up, Rana, corner, stomps, chops, again, opposite corner, Irish whip, monkey flip, into an Alabama slam, then a clothesline. clothesline, back to a tilt-a-war slam, backbreaker, hard Irish whip into the corner chop, corner whip, reversal, post up over to the apron, elbow, climb to the top rope, showtime palm strike, superplex attempt, block with a headbutt and forearms. Other guy to the top rope, he gets chopped off, steps off the top rope onto the opponent's shoulder, hits a swinging DDT onto the third person, kick out, forearms, club to the back, sleeper hold into $1 million drop, leg drop from the top rope, kick out, 2-on-1 forearms, chops, kicks into the ropes, shoot off, reversal, kick, neck breaker, stop by a clothesline.
Yeah.
Chop to the back, forearm, running bulldog with a clothesline, running forearm, running back elbow, 2 running clotheslines, off the ropes, blue thunder bomb, kick out, jawbreaker, reverse, snapmare, clothesline from the top rope, turnbuckle, kick out, throw the opponent to the apron, boot, swinging neck breaker, up to the top, double stomp, scorpion death, Melina leg drop, kick out, vaulting Hurricane Rana to the floor, vaulting crossbody to the floor, forearm chop, step up Enziguri, claymore, kick out, corner whip, reversal, boots, both to the top, forearm, belly to belly, superplex, 3 count. Oh my God.
Sold.
That's what it took to get to the first
Slam
fall.
the gavel.
What a
onto
battle.
the-
What a battle. What a battle.
Oh,
Sold.
God. That is what's wrong.
I
with
felt
the
it like
style
I
of
was.
wrestling. That's what's wrong with the style of wrestling. The wrestlers don't have to listen to the crowd. As long as they keep doing moves, people will ooh and ah like there's fireworks going on. But in the end, no one's really invested. No one cares about the story of the characters. Oh, look, Christopher wins after hitting moves that should paralyze people, but only gets a 3 count when he hits his finisher.
Welcome to the indie boom of the mid-2000s, gentlemen, where every match is like this.
Needless to say, I hated this match thoroughly.
Every match is like this on every card.
This isn't even the one I wrote down as the one you would hate.
I know. I just had written down that this was just a random assortment of wrestlers because none of these 3 guys would ever be involved with each other in the promotion at any other time in their life. So that's what I'm thinking. It's like, oh, you know, they had Daniels in for the weekend, so we're gonna bump them with a couple of matches, right? So,
and I want you to know that was a shoot. I went through and paused and watched every move and wrote them down in sequence.
Yeah, sold for 40 cents. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There we go.
I hit sold for 40 cents.
So
I'm exhausted just listening to it, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. All right. Well, we got promo time in the back. James,
God.
James Gibson says this is his last weekend at Ring of Honor. Says he can pick his own opponents this weekend. So he's decided to pick his former partner with the Young Dragons. Yes, that's right. The same guys who were beating up Ernest the Cat Miller in the show a couple of weeks ago.
It always goes back to Bash 2000, boys.
Yeah, that's right. Jimmy Yang. Jimmy Yang is going to be one of James Gibson's final Ring of Honor opponents. Yang just signed with Ring of Honor the week prior. He says, your time is up. It's Yang time now. There we go. It's
Yang time.
It's Yang
That's
time.
hilarious.
Can I do the notes real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Jamie Noble with a taped promo. He's going to fight Jimmy Wang Yang. So the promo is that Noble gets one last indie match before going to sports entertainment, which he doesn't want to do apparently.
One last weekend of indie matches.
So he'll wrestle Jimmy one last time. Respect
Uh-huh.
given, but also not because Jimmy says, let's do this. But by the way, you're going to lose because it's Jimmy time. And Jamie says, okay. What the fuck is this?
WCW, WCW, WCW.
Gotta remember, this is 2005, so you know the nostalgia for WCW was still quite fresh in a lot of people's mind at this point.
No, it wasn't.
No matter
It was dead.
how
It's
they
been
were.
4 years.
There's people who wanted to see it. So yeah, there we go. Ring of Honor tag team titles was the next match on the card. So this was the champion team of BJ Whitmer and Jimmy Jacobs taking on Sal Renaro and Tony Mamaluke in a tag match that ran 13 minutes, 47 seconds. Sal Renaro and Tony Mamaluke are the new Ring of Honor tag team champions at the end of this match. This one here, I had to kind of watch this and kind of think again that this would be more enjoyable if if the storylines and stuff were kind of more fresh in your mind, if you were kind of more of a hardcore Ring of Honor fan.
Like they could have done video packages before the matches to show you what's been going on.
That's right, but they also spend all the time with the video packages and that stuff, hyping the main event and also trying to sell on upcoming, DVD releases and stuff later on in the show, as we see. So, but yeah, you can really hype this up and that stuff. This was, supposed to be a one-on-one match between Renaro and Mama Luke, but for whatever reason, they decide to jump on the open contract that BJ Whitmer and Jimmy Jacobs had for this event for a title match. So you have opponents or guys that were supposed to be opponents teaming up to go head-to-head, or for the tag titles, I should say, but they're both kind of similarly, I guess, built. Like I can't see if they wrestled one-on-one who would be the heel and who would be the face in that situation. That's the thing that I never didn't really get out of that. But yeah, the match itself I thought was that's it.
I think it was pretty bland.
I can't even put a name to it. It was a match. It happened. So no, just calm down. Have your say over there. But to me, it was great. And then the big thing out of this is that out of the Whitmer and Jacobs team, they start to feud off of the back end of this, and we get the Whitmer and Jacobs feud in Ring of Honor over 2006, which leads to one of the ugliest powerbomb spots you'll ever see in your life that I think is still circulating around the internet and that stuff, where Whitmer tries to powerbomb Jacobs. Might have actually been in the same venue, but off the top rope of the ring, like almost in like an avalanche powerbomb type scenario. And instead of going back into the ring, they go forward into the crowd. And both guys get pretty banged up off of it and that stuff. It's surprising that no fans got hurt during it or anything like that. But it's one of the more uglier botch bumps that you'll see out there. That's it. And that's what it leads to that. And that eventually leads to the Age of the Fall storyline, which leads to the first real independent appearance of one Tyler Black, a.k.a. Seth Rollins, in Ring of Honor later on down the line.
Thank you, Lorax.
You have to do it with this show. In truth. Fraser, what did you think of this tag title match? Pretty bland, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. This one was probably for me. Like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, I watched all this. It was weird. I mean, like, I didn't understand. Like, they threw this tag team together and then they won, and then there was the weird like handshaking things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I was like, yeah, I don't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
I have the same opinion. If I'm looking at the card right now, and I probably would have started the show after this match. Like I would have had these as just free for the crowd, but don't put them on DVD because they weren't that entertaining. There was a title change involved. It looks like Tony Marmaluke was a surprise return or a surprise debut.
Yes.
For this match. They give him the titles, but again, I'm a casual fan watching this, and you got to tell me what's going on.
Yeah. Absolutely, for sure. All right, we'll let the rage roll out again here. Go ahead.
It's not much different from what you guys had, which I'm actually very happy about here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the Rocky theme song entrance for Tony, Marmaluke, and Sal.
Yeah.
Tony cuts an in-ring promo to say, "Remember me? I was in ECW, and I want some tag team gold. So bring out the champs." And they came out. BJ Whitmer and Jimmy Jacobs. One of them gets in the ring normal. The other falls into the ring, shakes the rope to the Ultimate Warrior, and hits a Shawn Michaels flex.
Here's just a quick pause. He's supposed to be that character with Jimmy Jacobs was a student of John Nord, the Berserker.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
so that was an homage to his trainer, John Nord.
It's pronounced homage.
Homage, yes. Homage, yes.
So the match starts. The reverse into the reverse of the reverse. More spots after spot after spot. What am I supposed to see that didn't happen in the first two car crashes? Turns out nothing. Why are the tag team champions having trouble with a team that just met 3 minutes ago? It's Tony Mamaluke, not Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
And they win. Tony and Sal, their first match with no chemistry, beat the champions. Fuck off.
Yeah. Okay.
Viva Italy.
Viva Italy. So, yeah, the Italians have taken over the Ring of Honor belt. Or the Ring of Honor tag belt. So there we
Good
go.
Lord.
So
Next.
yes. A Ring of Honor Pure title on the line next. So this was their mid-card championship at the time, is the Ring of Honor Pure title. Different rules set to normal wrestling under the Pure rules and that stuff, which we may or may not get into. I'm not sure. But the champion was Nigel McGuinness walking into this one. He takes on Jay Lethal, and he defeats Jay Lethal in 10 minutes and 58 seconds. This is classic Nigel, because long before we knew him in NXT and AEW, this is where he cut his teeth, was on the indies, especially during the 2000s, and especially in Ring of Honor. This is his belt. When I think of the Ring of Honor Pure title, that is Nigel McGuinness's belt. He was one of the longest reigning champions of that belt. And like I said, the Pure title matches are so weird and complicated to explain to like even the most casual fan and that stuff, that it's got so much of a cult following behind it that like the hardcore fans, like even if you get something wrong, they're like, with it. So I dare not speak ill of it. You guys can, I won't. Just for fear of blowback reasons only. But I thought that this match actually was fairly enjoyable on my end. Jay Lethal got the Pure title shot because he is a New Jersey native. They're in New York. It's not too far for the home crowd to jet across the river there to see him wrestle in Manhattan, right? So it's so he's firmly got the home court advantage throughout the match. And then Nigel comes out, and just I find this era, especially with the pre-match and post-match promos from Nigel, just very hilarious. Like he's got a lot of personality during this time, and what kind of like you're looking for like your mid-card heel at this point. But I quite enjoyed this match. I thought that it was a fine wrestling match where the heel got over and won. Just the Pure title kind of gives it a weird vibe because of the rule set and that stuff. But I enjoyed this one. So Fraser, go ahead. What did you think of this one?
I thought Nigel definitely had some pretty good heat with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely didn't like him. He was clearly the heel. So not knowing any storyline stuff, I was like, okay, this guy's the bad guy. I like Jay Lethal. I thought this was a good match. After the tag match, I was like, okay, this is getting back to kind of like a decent card. Yeah. So I thought this was, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Moorhouse?
Same thing here. I thought, hey, this is actually a wrestling story. McGuinness is actually playing the bully character very well.
Yes.
He's big brothering Lethal throughout the match, which is hilarious. Mm-hmm. He's also doing the kind of a Chris Jericho gimmick where he's like, "Hey guys, how are you?"
he's doing the learning tree gimmick, a good 20 years before the learning tree. It was crazy. Yeah,
I was entertained. There was a couple spots that I thought were really cool. There's one Lethal did a handstand mule kick on McGuinness that I thought was really cool spot to see. A really nasty looking diving headbutt McGuinness did on Lethal there. Just some good spots. And then the match told the story properly. It was a bully versus the hero, who's a lot smaller. In the end, the bully wins.
I like the ending. I like the ending of the match. The match was how it ended was pure.
The cheating finish,
the cheating finish. Yeah. Out of the pure champion, and he's that just ignited the crowd. He's doing
a heel cheating finish, and then still doing the, hey guys, gosh, that was a great match.
Yeah. What was the line? God bless America and God bless the Queen.
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
Yeah. And he's doing it, and it's great because it's pissing everyone off.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, Mr. TL, what did you think of this one? What does the notepad say?
It says, on to the next match. A very young Jay Lethal in Kenta shorts takes on Nigel McGuinness. Nigel looks like a fully grown adult, however, sounds like a chipmunk. He has not developed his announcer voice yet. He calls everybody dandies and invokes a Bret Hart chant as he calls himself the best there is, best there was, and best. Oh, wait, maybe not.
They were trying to work something. It never came to fruition, but it was trying to bring Bret Hart in to kind of assist when eventually they moved the pure title off of McGuinness in some way, whether he was going to be like a referee or some sort of guest enforcer or something like that or whatever. But anyway, continue. But
Nigel is doing something different. He's a heel who's taking time to provoke the crowd, avoiding taking chops and blocks and slaps chest to the, he's trying to avoid all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's trying to slow down the match and do a British style wrestling. While Lethal goes for spot after spot with flips and shit. Nigel looks like a pro wrestler against an indie-rific child. Nigel uses, though, a foreign object to win as a pure heel, but it's a bit too cartoonish as he uses a friggin' iron. Not the ring bell, not brass knucks, not the little hammer you use to ring the bell, an iron.
The iron, yes.
I like the character, and you can clearly see this was building into somebody who is going to go on to do greater things, which never quite comes to fruition.
Unfortunately, because of health reasons and stuff. And
yes, for his health.
About it. For his health, that's about it.
But he at least his balls did drop, and his voice did finally get a little bass.
It's finally, we have a character Mr. TL likes on this show.
Yes, there
absolutely.
We go. Yep, that's something I like. So yeah,
well, finally, there's a character.
I love this era of Nigel McGuinness myself. I think that the pure title era of Nigel McGuinness is one of the best things Ring of Honor has at this point, and that stuff. It's one of the, it's something that it's fun to watch, especially when he wins the title all the way to when he finally drops it and that stuff, and then he goes right from that into their Ring of Honor world title run. Right into that. So like
him and Danielson,
yeah, they put on some bangers right after that, right? So it's good, absolutely. So,
but do you think though he went a little too hard in the bangers, and that's why he never fulfilled his career the way it should have been?
Maybe, but man, there was a lot of guys going hard too at the same time.
I remember at one time Nigel was that close to getting a WWE shot.
And that was the whole reason why he took the big money from TNA was because they felt like TNA poached a guy, from WWE, right? So,
but he didn't make the money that he should have. He didn't get the career that he should have.
No, exactly. So, yeah. But
next
match, yeah, for sure. Okay, so our next contest, we can timestamp this one, mid 2000s, and something that maybe could stay in the mid 2000s here. So we had Jimmy Rave with Prince Nana and Jade Chung versus Roderick Strong. The runtime for this one was 13 minutes and 45 seconds. And I'm getting the wait a minute over here from Mr. TL.
Can I go first on this one?
Yes, you can go first on this one. Sure. Absolutely.
Because I actually don't have a lot of notes on this one, just a lot of question marks and things written in big.
Okay, I will try and answer whatever you got.
Okay, here we go. Next match.
Yes.
Prince Nana slaps a hoe to make way for Jimmy Rave. How many Jimmys are in ROH? He's taking on Roderick Strong. Why is everybody 5'6" here? Another side headlock takeover reversal into a head scissors. Is anybody paying attention to other matches going on? Something new. They're fighting on the outside. Lots of references to CM Punk by the commentary for some reason. Chops, forearms, elbow strikes. Does anybody know how to throw a working punch? Okay, what the fuck? Nana throws a chair into the ring, which distracts the referee, but Roddy pulls off his finisher to win the match. Worst manager ever. And Nana comes to beat on Roddy, but neglects to use the chair that he threw in. The girl breaks free, strips, low blows Nana. I can't believe we're only halfway through this shit.
So I thought you'd be more offended at the domestic violence angle more than anything else, because we are in the midst of domestic violence.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know who she is. Is she a slave? Is she a hoe and he's a pimp? Like, I don't know what's happening.
My note here actually does say Prince Nana comes out with a woman slave. That's it. I don't know her name.
Exactly, and I never learned her name.
Again, that's the lack of the pre-production on these matches, right? Absolutely.
Good Lord.
Yeah, when he came out with her on a leash, I remember I was like, oh no, this doesn't look very good.
That's why I said that should have probably. I had obviously completely had forgotten about the undercard to this match, or this card, I should say. I just watched that and that rolled out, and I'm like, oh, that would definitely not fly in 2026.
Well, especially the post match where Prince Nana is trying to strangle Roderick Strong and cheering, "Let's kill him! Let's kill him!"
Yeah. Well, the best part about that, okay, so he's trying to strangle Roderick Strong, and Jade Chung's still on the leash, and she's getting strangled at the one end of the ring because the leash is like. So she's like basically, the dog at the end of the leash, just going along, getting strangled at the same time. Oh, that to me, okay, that was a little bit funny, but I was like,
Prince Nana might be the worst murderer ever because he's doing it live on television.
Yeah, exactly.
Murderer of all time.
This is live on DVD, pal.
I was in self-defense. You clearly said, "Kill him, kill him."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Craig, what did you think of this match?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the match. Like, here's the thing: like, it could have been a decent match. It's just there was so much hullabaloo going on around with this whole Prince-Nana thing. I was like, why does he have to be out there? Like, and then she comes out, takes her clothes off, and like nuts them. But I'm like,
yeah,
fuck, okay. It's just not knowing any context to any of these storylines. I was like, this one seemed like there was too much going on.
And why did Nana cost him the match with the chair?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like kind of a mess. And then like Roderick, is celebrating it at the end, and I was like, okay, it might be setting something else up for later on another card. But I was like, I don't know. I didn't really like this one.
This is awful.
Yes. Yes, and it was uncomfortable to watch.
It reflects the time that it was shot in. I will say that absolutely. The only thing about this one too is we have kind of another kind of tragic figure in the indie boom in this match with Jimmy Rave because of all the health issues that he had. He gets signed by TNA not long after this as part of that rock and rave infection thing with Christy Hemme and Lance Hoyt. Yes, yeah, and then that runs its course, and we don't hear much from Jimmy Rave until unfortunately towards the end of his life, where he had double amputation due to like all the ring injuries and stuff, I think, right?
Diabetes and ring injuries.
Or diabetes and exactly. Yeah. So and unfortunately I think he passed away a handful of years ago or so. So yeah. So he's not around, but he's at the time he had wrestled a lot of the big three of the indies at that point. So he had wrestled a lot of matches with Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles, but he was kind of not really on their level. He was like maybe a step or two below them, I found.
Yeah. So, because he seems to be, he's the number one guy in Nana's little group, but I think that's as far as he gets as a career.
Absolutely. And Nana was, the storyline with Nana is that if you had a heel that Ring of Honor would bring in from like TNA or whatever, they would go with Nana. So they made mention of Abyss coming in and that stuff. Well, that was because Nana's money brought Abyss in to Ring of Honor, basically. So
yeah, that makes sense because monsters love money.
So, I
have only one line of note for the next part.
The commercial stuff?
The commercial or the match?
The match.
Okay. So, are we going to talk about the post match of this? Where Roddy sets up a cage match between his team, Generation Next, and the Embassy for like the next card or the card after or something.
The next big super show, yeah.
Next big super show, yeah. So that's it. So, so the voice during the intermission, that's Gabe Sapolsky. That's the head booker.
He sounded like a college level athlete, like a college level commentary team.
Yes, yeah. Just the amount of stammering and stuff for this, like some people think
it sounded like something I would. It sounded like the same voice that I would hear if I was watching a Nate basketball game.
Mm-hmm. So basically, the big thing is that he drops is, other than Lacey announcing her new tag team, which is, I can't remember what
Lacey's Angels I put down.
It's Lacey's Angels. Yeah. Okay. So that's it's not the team she's remembered for managing from Ring of Honor. That's for sure.
New commissioner. They're going to announce a new commissioner.
So that's Jim Cornette later on. That's that next show. That's when Jim Cornette makes his debut as the Ring of Honor commissioner. Bryan Danielson is not on this show because he's in Japan with the Ring of Honor title at the time, because this is part of the Noah talent exchange. You take Kenta Kobashi for a weekend, we take Bryan Danielson for a weekend.
That's a fair trade.
Trade. He'll return in 2 weeks for the third Aries Danielson match at this point. So, that's the intermission news break, if you will. They basically use those to sell more DVDs. Buy more.
I fast forwarded all of that.
Not only are they selling Ring of Honor DVDs, but they're happy to sell you WWE DVDs, they say, as well.
WWE, TNA. You could buy everything from ROHshop.com back then. ROHwrestling.com, I should say.
If it's wrestling, we'll sell it to you.
That's right. Absolutely. They had shoot interviews. They had how-to discs. They had, you name it.
Windows 95 instruction discs.
They'd probably sell you that too if they wanted to. Absolutely. See, to me, a lot of people are surprised at TNA's longevity. I myself am sort of surprised at Ring of Honor's longevity. I know Tony Khan has it now and All Elite has it now, but
I would say it's on
for them to
life
get to
support
this
since
point.
he bought it though.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a property of his. He'd probably be, if somebody had money and wanted a turnkey wrestling federation, they could go to Tony Khan and say, "Hey, can I buy Ring of Honor for $5 million?" He'd probably sell it to you.
That video library is worth way too much.
That's a good point too. Yes, the video library is a big one. So, all right. Well, squash match incoming. We have Ricky Reyes with Julius Smokes versus Pele Primo. That runs about 47 seconds. So Reyes is part of the Rottweilers. So this is just establishing that the Rottweilers are still in the building, basically. And that Colt Cabana is not safe. Send help for Colt Cabana. That's it. So I think the less spoke about this match, the better, because it's a squash match. So, I'm using Cage Match for my match times here because they don't list all the Ring of Honor cards on Wikipedia. And the way that Cage Match has it explained, I think, is the best way to explain it. Not eligible for this match guide. Match length is under 5 minutes. So.
Well, here's my notes are great on here. I said, is this the Dwarfs division match? These guys are both barely 5'8". And Reyes looks like a monster next to Pele.
Pele, I think. Pele.
That's
like Pele Lindbergh.
Ricky Reyes beats a jobber, a small guy who thinks he's a large guy. Is this Loki?
It's Taz. It's Taz.
It's Taz. I don't know who it is, honestly. I think Reyes, was he not in Lucha Underground? He was like a cop in Lucha Underground.
What? Oh, who cares? Next match.
I think that's
Craig has anything to add to this 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I was like, all right.
Yeah. That happened.
That happened. That was a match, technically.
Well,
there was a bell.
Yeah, there was a fight. It happened. The next match is the singles match that was mentioned at the beginning promo on the show between James Gibson and Jimmy Yang. This one runs 15 minutes and 47 seconds, with Gibson defeating Jimmy Yang. This is you get your classic "Please Don't Go" chants from the crowd, as you know, obviously Gibson's last weekend in Ring of Honor. I thought the pacing was good in this match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good back and forth. Neither guy really working overtly aggressively. There was a dive to the floor that I think what was it was Jimmy Yang onto Gibson onto the outside of the floor. That was a little, kind of, you look at it like, ugh, I hope both guys are okay after that one. But other than that, this is basically what Gibson's Ring of Honor run was. you know, him being, of course, Jimmy Noble in WWE and that stuff, but he was a technician that you could get a good, safe match out of, you know, every time you throw him on a card. He's a former Ring of Honor world champion as well. And, you know, he was just playing the greatest hits at this point, because obviously nobody wants to get hurt going into, you know, or in his case, going back to WWE at this point. And I think this is the run that he never leaves WWE, if I remember correctly. I think he gets hired on as a talent and then ends up working his way into the production assist, or not assistant, but the road agent role. Yeah,
he's still doing that today.
So he's still doing it. So this is like a 20+ year run now that he's on off of this contract here. So that's that. So yeah, I like this match. I thought it was good. So we'll rotate around the wheel here, and we'll go Fraser here first for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Jamie Noble from when I watched wrestling, and but yeah, you know, he's James Gibson here, of course, but and Jimmy Wang Yang, which it really kind of goes to show, like, you really did him dirty with that gimmick. Like,
they did.
I thought this was a great match.
This match happens before Jimmy Yang goes back to WWE. He had just been released from WWE before, and so this is before the Jimmy Wang Yang stuff. The Jimmy Wang Yang stuff is 06, 07. This is 05 going into 06. So,
which I mean, I don't know. Like, I thought this was a really good match between these guys. Like, both very good wrestlers, and I know I was entertained by it. But yeah, I don't know. It was just like, I kept up with thinking, I was like, this was like the guy that was like trying to bang Tori Wilson. Nidia or Nidia or whatever, the whole thing. And then, like,
they got the $1 million. They were set for life.
and then the Asian cowboy. And I was like, it just goes to show, it's like they didn't need some of those stupid gimmicks. Like, he could have these guys are just good wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Moorhouse.
This if I had 3 matches of the night, this is match number 2 since the Nigel match. I was entertained. I think this is the most over we'll ever see Jamie Noble. They loved him there. I thought the match was entertaining. You know, it's definitely a traditional, you know, AEW indie style match. You can see where they get a lot of their ideas from. But they told a good story. They had a good match, and at the end, it was 2 guys who are good friends that used to be in a stable that are having a match together.
That's right. Yeah, the classic "who could beat who." Exactly. All right, Mr. TL. Here he comes with his bazooka of truth.
No. Okay. Next match: Jimmy Wang Yang versus Jamie Noble. The curious case of the best indie guys being the bottom of the card in the WWE.
Yes.
More headlock takeover, wrist lock, and arm drags. But Yang does something different. Kicks. Too bad only head kicks get 2 counts. First dive into the front row of the night, and the first super kick. Pin, reversal, repeat. Punches. Oh, that's why they don't do punches. They look like shit. Moonsault. 2 count. DDT. 2 count. Is the story that they're so strong that they kick out of everything, or their offense is so weak that they have to do everything to get a pinfall? I didn't catch who wins, but Jimmy Noble is saying he wants one last match with Roddy Strong. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. Okay, bye.
to a raucous crowd in that ballroom, let me tell you. That is just a loud
and then the
crowd.
other thing, Jimmy Yang right now is still doing his post WWE gimmick where he was part of the Yakuza stable with Tajiri.
Yeah, with the jacket and everything like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think commentary said that's the same outfit he wore at WrestleMania 20. That's what he's wearing in that match.
Why spend money when there's only 800 fans?
No, that's true, right? So post-match, thank you, Gibson, as the TV truck plays a highlight reel of James Gibson's best moments, and the Code of Honor followed. They are buddies, of course. And then we talked about the challenge. So, yeah, Gibson's final Ring of Honor match is on the next card against Roderick Strong, and that happens. So there we go. All right.
I do gotta say, I didn't hate the last match. It was just a matter of on the indies, and it's probably true to this day.
Yes.
The best match on an indie card is probably going to be the worst match in a WWE in the big times. So
Yeah.
it's like locally
Yeah.
here, like you'd be like, oh, look, it's Chavo versus Tyson Kidd. But on WWE, that wouldn't even appear on television. That would be
That's,
like,
I mean,
right.
That's a superstars match.
I was gonna say that's on main event. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that might not even be the main event on main event. That might be the opening segment on main event at that
Middle
point.
match,
So,
middle match, not even open.
oh, the middle match, yeah.
and that's what I mean.
The 20 past the hour match. So,
But in
there
the
we
Indies, it's like, let's show them we can do everything.
go. Go team.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Next.
Oh, you're going to rage hard on this one. So I'm just going to back away and give you the floor for this because we've got.
It's actually kind of brief because I was so like out of it at this point. I'm just like, can we please get to the main event?
You're just trying to get. You're looking at the clock already.
Oh my God. I've been looking at the clock since it started. Okay.
So the semi-final main match is Jack Evans versus Homicide with Julius Smokes. And Jack Evans defeats Homicide in 13:35. So, Mr. TL, go right ahead.
Okay, here's what I wrote down, and it is probably smaller than you'd expect it to be. Here we go. Next match, breakdancing Eminem versus Homicide. I thought Homicide was bigger. Reversal, dancing, breakdancing. Why is Homicide doing wrestling moves? Brawl! Beat the shit out of this poser. No, tilt-a-whirl, everything. Dangerous dive with no catch by Homicide. He almost got paralyzed by a boot to the top of his head. Flip dive into the first row. Evans is doing all the offense, but Homicide's about to win. Now suddenly, a bigger wigger, oh no, it's Colt Cabana, heckles the match from the balcony, and Evans gets the win.
You weren't a fan of Colt Cabana busting lines?
I didn't know what was happening.
Because the production quality and the announcer just didn't say anything. I was just like, why is there an Indiana Colts fan yelling at people?
Exactly. I didn't know who that was. It took me forever to realize, oh, that's Colt Cabana from earlier.
But then he's supposed to be a baby face, so why is he wearing a Colts jersey in a New York Giants territory?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is anything? Why anything in this match?
Anything, it's anything. So, Fraser, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was just like I was like Rabbit from 8 Miles coming in here to take on Homicide, and I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I was like, this is the made up to the main event. I was like,
yeah.
It was kind of like, I mean, after the Noble Yang match, I was kind of like, this is a bit of a step down, but I mean, I guess they really wanted to like bring it down before the up of Joe and Kobashi. But
the dream match in the main event. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I was kind of like, I was underwhelmed for sure.
So, Moorhouse.
Yeah, same exact thoughts. I've never been a Jack Evans fan. I've always been disliked his work because he just comes across as a wigger who does flips and doesn't sell a single thing in his life. He couldn't sell a chair to a guy who needed a chair, whatever.
He couldn't sell a wheelchair to a crippled man. Is that what you're saying? Might as well just go out there and say it.
And then the dance off mid match, I absolutely hated that because it's like
that was
isn't
goofy.
Homicide supposed to be a killer? Why is he just having a dance competition?
Yeah, why?
I know.
He's got a killer lariat as a setup move. Why doesn't he just nail Evans with the lariat? So I myself I agree. I was never really a huge Jack Evans fan. I know that indie fans at the time and that stuff were like really big into him and that stuff and whatever. I know for sure is when I was doing my tape trading and stuff, I was getting a ton of requests for a couple of Jack Evans compilations that I had in my possession at that time. And so I would I'd trade the hell out of those things to build up my collection. So that's how I remember Jack Evans. It's like, oh yeah, he's the guy who built up my WWE home video collection inadvertently because of all the tape trades and stuff. But there we go. So that was it.
Somebody make the t-shirt. Somebody make that just hit me in such a way I can't stop laughing.
He couldn't even sell a shirt to a guy who needs a chair.
If you make that T-shirt, I will wear it proudly.
It's just, yeah, I'm picturing now. It's like the handicap placard, but it's without the wheelchair thing.
It's just two stick figures. One has a folding chair, the other guy doesn't, and it's just I can't sell. Can't.
And for some reason, it's in the IKEA font.
Yeah.
Sell a
Gosh.
chair to a guy who needs a chair.
Anyways, there we go. So,
Boy.
oh boy. All right. Well, so what do you think of the decision by commentary to not do commentary over the next match? Because the next match is the main event, and it is the dream match between Samoa Joe and Kenta Kobashi. So commentary signs off for the evening before this, and then we get a ROH merch ad. So whatever. But yeah, there's no commentary in this match. It's like we're there. It's like we're sitting there in the crowd, picking up all of the crowd's energy, which is cool. It's like one of the coolest vibes I find out of anything out of this era. So
I agree. I thought it brought ambience and importance to the match. Mm-hmm. It's basically you got to absorb everything that the fans are appreciating, and I think they turned the audio a lot up on the ring audio side as well.
They do, yeah. It's jacked, yeah, for sure. You know, if you have your little VU meters on your stuff going and that stuff, it's peaking very nicely throughout this match. So, but yeah, so we get into the main event dream match between Samoa Joe and Kenta Kobashi. The runtime for this one is 23:42. Match is co-presented by Noah, again, WLW, so Harley Race and Ring of Honor. Craig, what do you think of Joe using LL Cool J's "I'm Gonna Knock You Out" as a theme song at this point with the Godzilla intro?
Yeah, well, I thought he was coming out. I thought he was, because that's Fairmont does what Simon Says. I thought that's what he was coming out to, which I was like, oh, that'd be so sick. Like that is bam, 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 bam.
Simon Says, shut the fuck up.
Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, girlie, rub on your titties. I'm saying that the song is sexist because I tell them the girlies to rub on the breasts. But I mean, the Godzilla, and then LL Cool J "Mama Just Knock You Out." I was like, okay, that's a classic Joe entrance, like the attitude,
and the crowd chanting, "Joe, Joe, Joe, Joe." Yeah.
I mean, just a powerhouse. And then Kobashi comes out, and it's like, yeah,
there it is, pillar of New Japan, right in the flesh, right?
Yeah,
final boss entrance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the crowd is hot. Like it seemed like there was like. There could have been 2,000, 3,000 people in there, not just 800.
Yeah, it just.
If you were by that convention center, or you were just walking by,
that hotel would be shaking.
Like that's one of the things that you would be like, "What's happening in there?" I kind of got to go check that out.
So when I went down to New York City for WrestleMania back in 2019, I was able to kind of intermingle with a bunch of fans there and that stuff. And there was one guy who claimed he was in the crowd that night, but then it's one of those things where somebody else turned to me and he's like, he wasn't in the crowd that night. And this is one of those things where, you know, you watch it and if you're from the area, you claim you were in the crowd that night. It sounds like that, at the end of it, it'd be like 12,000 people in that ballroom, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
it's 800.
There's only 800.
It's only 800. Let's just put it that way.
It's like the guy that he was like a local musician. He's like an older guy, and he tried telling me that he wrote "No Sugar Tonight." That the Guess Who stole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, so you random guy in Spruce Grove, you wrote "No Sugar Tonight." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
And a band in Winnipeg picked it up.
Yeah,
ran with it.
Exactly. He's like, I wrote that song. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So this, right.
I saw Joe Kobashi.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So this match was voted in 2005 by the Wrestling Observer newsletter the match of the year. It is a 5-star match that Dave Meltzer has awarded to this. And according today on cagematch.net, It has one of the top. It's in the upper. What is the upper 10 percentile of matches on that site with a 9.68 out of 10 rating on their system. This match is good. This match is really good. Even with Kenta coming back in and his knees are kind of shot at this point. That's why he's kind of not so much running across the ring, but kind of more kind of waddling across the ring than anything else. But, you know, the poor guy's got no knees at this point. It's like, man, the chops. First of all, can we talk about the chops in this thing? Like the chops, just
these guys beat.
Well, not only the. And I was going to say not only the chops, but the calculated chops, because he's working Samoa Joe's shoulder, so he can't get the muscle buster off.
Absolutely, yeah. So he's trying to avoid the muscle buster with that. Just psychology in this is like next level. And Joe's hitting him with his greatest hits too. He's hitting him with the dive to the outside, which, you know, can't. I had to laugh how Kobashi kind of sold it a little bit. He kind of got hit, and he's like, "Oh, I got hit. Okay," kind of peeled off before hitting the ground, right? And then, you know, it's two big meaty men slapping meat. That's what you got in this match. It's the Big E thing for about 20 plus minutes and that's something. TL, I'd love to hear your notes on this, because this is one of the matches from the indie era, the indie boom in the mid 2000s or so, that everybody comes back to. This is the TNA Unbreakable of Ring of Honor. This is the Ring of Honor's Flair Steam, or not, well, Flair Steamboat, Macho Steamboat moment, basically.
All right, here we go. Joe versus Kobashi. Kenta.
Yeah.
Finally, some heavyweights. Feeling out period where Joe is antagonizing Kobashi to bring the fight. Kenta replies with a loud chop. Joe turns up with a power move and a suicide forearm to the outside. Exchange of chops and kicks. A knee drop from Joe got a louder response than anything on this card so far from that crowd. Brawling out in the crowd. Back in the ring. Fight for dominance with chops and exchanges of power. Abdominal stretch. These guys are working smart. They're not doing every move under the sun. They're having a fight where every motion matters. Muscle buster, kick out. Power bomb, kick out. Submission transitions until Kenta gets a rope break. Kenta gets some offense with a hand and arm Tazplex. Machine chops in the corner by Kenta. Another Tazplex, kick out. Sleeper into a Tazplex, kick out. Joe gives one last fire up to fight back, while Kobashi counters with spinning back fist and finishes with a lariat from hell, 3 count. Done. This feels like the fastest 30-minute in history.
Well, it's 23:42, so just under 25 minutes.
Still, it felt like but
it's a 30-minute presentation.
It felt like a 7-minute match. Yeah, this is an easy watch.
This is definitely an easy watch. The cool part about
I was going to say, this one has psychology. Like you were saying, he's working the arm so he can't get the muscle buster in. The chops make sense. The kicks make sense. They're having a fight and they're working smart. They're doing limited moves for the most amount of impact, and they're listening to the crowd.
Like
there was
this. One point, I was going to say, there's one point where Kenta lands almost 100 straight chops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sequence right at the end.
And you see the shoulder and the upper trap of Samoa Joe after they have that camera shot, kind of zoom out of it. It's just hamburger at that point. It's red, it's purple and spots and stuff. It's
just a flesh wound.
It's just like, man, just unreal. Like, that's the thing that I still remember to this day about this match, and just watching it even back in the day and that stuff, is just the chops. And just watching, just almost with giddy with the amount of chops in this. And then, you know, the second time around watching it, I'm like, oh, it's freaking chest is going to be freaking just ripped after that.
There's not too many moments in wrestling where like I wince. Like, I think there's a hand.
I still wince watching this. I'm like,
there's a hand like you know, fully diving off the cell still makes me wince. And this the amount, like when they just start, I'm like, because I know like with the chops, like they make contact and they sure they might, cup the hand so it's not like a full 5-star stinger here, but you're still taking like those shots. Like,
And don't forget, he's taking chops from not only a wrestler from Japan who they look at it like a sport over there, and their training sessions are like second to none. So this dude is already corked up already. This is one of the 4 pillars of Japanese Puro Resu. This is like fighting Atlas or Zeus or some god,
And that's what I was getting to, which is this match tells a story where it's a young guy, a big bulldo, but he's young, and he's saying, I belong on that tier.
That's right.
Let me go out there and show it. And the guy from that tier is saying, no, I can still do this.
This is my house.
Not even that this is my house, is that
this is Joe being like, hey, I can keep up with the gods, and the gods are like, show me, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And even the gods saying, you guys are questioning whether I can still do this or not, but I'm still one of the gods up here.
Yep.
And by the end of it, you have respect for both of them walking out.
Yep. We mentioned it earlier. This is for GHC title ranking in Noah. So Misawa is probably watching this and thinking, okay, I've heard a lot about this Joe guy. Let's see what he can do. Oh, Kobashi's on to come up? Let's see. Or on the road back, I should say. I'm going to put Kobashi. I'm going to give my endorsement for Kobashi to wrestle Joe in North America, and let's see what happens,
Yeah, the right decision. I mean, Kenta shows that, hey, I'm still a wrestling god, but you were able to keep up with me for this amount of time, and you're still walking at the end of the match.
And by the way, code of honor is followed at the end of this. There we are. This the handshake. So
that looks more like a before than an after.
I think that's before the match. Now looking at it, his chest is still I very normal there.
Because after the match, they do a post interview with Joe, and Joe's barely able to stay awake.
Yeah, he is.
He sold that so well, and I have that in the notes. Whereas Joe, the show ends. Joe's backstage with a promo, basically saying, "I gave him my all. I'll be back," and then he passes out, and Jay Lethal's there, saying, "Can I get some help?"
Hospital doctors, medics, ERC's down.
But then Kobashi gets the last word into the night, but there's no translator, so we'll never know what he says.
We'll never know what he says. Yeah, it's Japanese. I tried to look online to see if somebody had done a translation of it or whatever. I couldn't find any. So
I think he said something about he's going to go get a cold cut trio now, and
you gotta get the product placement in
it. He's gonna go across the street to the MSG and catch the Knicks game, I think, or something like that.
I want to have a Bud Light.
I think an 05 Knicks tickets are easy to get.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I have to experience this American basketball. What is this?
I don't know why, but that polka trio sounds really good right now.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm gonna find out who was on the 2005 New York Knicks.
So
I think it was just Carmelo Anthony at that time, and that's about
it. I love how we've.
I don't think he's there yet.
Not even.
No, he got drafted. He got drafted 02, didn't he?
It'd be Stephon Marbury.
Oh, Marbury, yeah.
Marbury, yeah.
Marbury,
I had a
Marbury
Marbury
Denver,
jersey.
then New York, yeah.
Marbury be their guy at that time.
I had a Marbury jersey at one time.
Why?
Just random thrift store find, I think.
Even if it's thrift, why? You got a Van Exel jersey just hanging around too?
Nope, I don't. I have a Junior Tatupu Seahawks jersey though. There's another one that's a random thrift store find.
Tatupu, there you go.
Again, what are you doing with your money, good sir?
Thrift store.
I think I still have for whatever reason, because my high school football coach had a guy that could get like good custom jerseys or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And there was the guy that knows the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And
the Knicks weren't that bad.
No, they weren't that bad that time.
They got Nate Robinson, they got Jalen Rose, they got Stephon Marbury, and they got Steve Francis.
There you go.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
I love how we created this narrative that after putting on one of the most iconic matches in the 2000s, Kenta Kobashi decided to suit back up and go across the street to MSG to catch the Knicks play the Pacers or something.
The last remnants of the New Jersey Nets before they moved to Brooklyn.
Exactly. I have to experience this Knicks Nets rivalry in person.
We did it. We got to the end.
But we got to the end. Absolutely. That's the end of the show. And that's that. So now it's time to rank the show out of 10 for us. So we'll start from TL and we'll work our way kind of clockwise around the cycle. So, Mr. TL, what will you give this entire card?
Ooh. Now this has the same issue that I had with SummerSlam in '92.
Okay.
Where the main event was so awesome and the rest of the card was such shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you really need to watch this whole thing over ever, or you just want to watch this one match?
I think even in the AEW era of Ring of Honor, they've reposted this match from this card a few times, and it's got like mega numbers to it. Like it's one of the highest performing videos that AEW has,
which is hilarious. But anyway, but the point being, it's like all I want to see out of this thing is this one match. The rest of the card can fuck off. So I don't know if that makes this a 1 out of 10 or I don't know how to, you know what? I'll give this a 2.5 out of 10.
I was gonna say I don't have the digit for
I don't have the mental space to rate this thing, but this is a 2.5 out of 10.
Okay.
And you should only seek out the 2.5 I'm giving it because that is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I was gonna say the main event obviously is a timeless classic from the indie boom era.
Yeah, and that's all you need. The rest of this can fuck off.
Moorhouse, what do you think? What are you giving this thing out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
You are a liar.
No, I was more entertained, I think, than you.
God.
There's 3 matches that I would recommend as rewatchable on this card. And then some of it felt like watching Dynamite with a couple good matches, and then one of the top 25 matches I've seen in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, man, this was excruciating. I was so overjoyed for the main event because of how bad everything else was.
I liked the Jamie Noble match, and I liked the
fuck
match.
that.
Craig P. Fraser, what are you giving this one?
I also give it a 6 out of 10.
Yay! There we go.
I agree. I like the Nigel match. I like the match with Jamie Noble and Jimmy Yang, and I liked. I think I would say that the Joe Kobashi match is. If I had to make a list, I think it makes my top 10.
Yes. Yeah. Again, big meaty men slapping meat. That's right. Well, gentlemen, I will give you the cage match rating for this card.
Nobody cares about the Germans.
The Germans give it a 7 out of 10. That's what
they're fucking idiots.
But that's that. And so Moorhouse, you gave it a 6 out of 10. Fraser, you gave it a 6 out of 10. Mr. TL gave it a 2.5 out of 10. I will give it a drum roll, please. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, all right.
So there we go.
Consistent.
Yeah. So very consistent 6 out of 10. I think the main event, obviously, it's like it's got to be one of the 20. It's one of the 25 matches you've got to see before you die. So there we go. And then
the thing is, that's what I said about Bulldog and Hitman at SummerSlam. But the rest of that card is hot shit.
You don't like the Nails Bossman match?
Nobody does.
Oh, that's right. You weren't here when we did that.
No, I wasn't. Yeah. But I have seen SummerSlam '92. Yes.
Yeah, but we did that on this podcast. We watched it. And I'm like, I was so perplexed how to score it. Yeah, because I was like, the main event is one of the greatest matches of all time, and the rest of this card is one of the worst things to ever go through. Except for like maybe Roddy Piper playing bagpipes for 5 seconds.
You didn't even like the Savage match.
I thought you were going to say Piper Lawler from King of the Ring '94. I was that's a pretty bad one.
No.
No, this was I've just pulled up the SummerSlam '92 card, and I forgot that was the Undertaker Kamala match, and then
Yes.
that was the Ultimate Warrior Randy Savage match that went
Yep.
longer than the main event that ended in a count out
Because of Ric Flair, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that that's the match that Warrior held the money up to, right?
No, that was SummerSlam 91. That was the year before.
Or was that the year before? Okay.
Yeah, because
Warrior's
Warrior's wearing
still
a
happily
bodysuit
employed at this point. Yeah.
and wearing a bodysuit
Yes.
to cover up that he's not taking roids.
Yes. So, but yeah. So as I said here, I'm actually with Moorhouse with the amount of matches on this card that I like. I like the Noble match. I like the Nitro McGuinness reminded me on how good of a heel Nitro McGuinness is, especially during this era. And I'm like, anytime a match makes you want to seek out more from a guy, it's a good thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and see what I can find from heel Nigel McGuinness in about the mid 2000s down that stuff over the next week and see what I can find.
I still think this should not get a passable grade for what else is on the card, for how long it goes, and for how long. This is the 3-hour watch.
Yeah.
It was a long one.
This was so freaking long, and more than 50% of it is trash.
And the production is tough to deal with too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hey, I don't know how y'all gave this a passing grade. Y'all got your own rubrics, but I'm just saying this is only worth a main event. This
to me was and I'm going to just tell the Undertaker here while I've looked at it here to rest in peace. So we'll go underneath there. To me, this was an experiment because I have literally still hundreds of these things kicking around from my tape trading days and that stuff, and I always thought, I wonder how nowadays in current 2026 climate, stuff from the indie boom era would translate, right? So there's obviously a lot more in the archives here and that stuff. So I just have to, digitize it and find more,
I do got to say something. Once again, this wrestling book club has opened my eyes to stuff that I haven't seen before, right? Where I used to think ECW was this like great indie promotion until we watched 2 of their pay-per-views and realized it's dog shit.
That's right.
And that the best parts of ECW were in their best of catalogs, where it looks all great when you put it all the good stuff together.
Yeah.
But when you have to pick through, all through the shit to find that stuff.
Yeah.
Just by the rise and fall of the ECW. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Buy those.
Just buy your favorite compilation at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, whether it's ECW Bloodsport or Rise and Fall, whatever you want to watch, like those get the best ofs. You don't have to watch the real pay-per-view. It's
like if you have a favorite artist from a bygone era and that stuff, and you don't want to buy all the albums, you just want to look and you see what
you get the greatest hits
compilation, or the 20th Century Masters or something, stuff like that.
Right, but so my point to that was I thought ROH was going to be something that it wasn't. I thought it was going to be a lot more like pure wrestling and like not quite like looking like freestyle amateur Olympic wrestling, but I thought it was going to be like more grapples.
You're thinking like Finley's, William Regal's European style. Maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that.
World of sport.
This is basically just like TNA and TNB. Like, this was just like an offshoot of that. I was like, this is the same shit that we saw last time. What the fuck?
It's the ECHL, the TNA's AHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. That's what I was very disappointed. I'm like, oh, this is what ROH was. Damn, this sucks.
There you go. So, well, we've done the rotation and that stuff. Now I get to tell everybody about the upcoming things and upcoming stuff we got planned for this channel. So, first of all, the wheel will spin, and it spins around and around and around, and it goes to Mr. TL, who gets the next pick.
Oh,
yes. Bet you didn't think he'd be picking.
No, correct. And I am not prepared with a choice.
And we do not expect you to announce your show today. We will give you time to announce that. And you can announce at whatever point. So there you go.
Good.
But the next show will be Mr. TL's. His title or his card will be TBD, to be determined at this point. And so and as well as the stream time for that card. So once we know, we'll set it up and you will know. So that's that. I also want to remind everybody that after this round, I am forfeiting my choice for the next round, so we can do our first ever Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited Battle of the Eras, in which you, the viewer watching or listening the show, will be able to select from a pre-selected list our pick for that rotation.
Please don't make us watch Stu Hart fight a bear in the 50s.
It won't be listed. We'll just put it that way. Well, my selection process, so basically I'm thinking is as such. I'm going to select one pay-per-view from each era of wrestling and put them head to head in a ladder that people can vote on. That's it.
A ladder match?
A poll, I should say. A poll.
A ladder poll. That's
a
not
poll.
good.
Pay-per-view on a pole match?
Pay-per-view on a pole match. Yes.
Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
And that will be announced after Craig P. Fraser's pick towards the end of the. No, it'd be Moorhouse's pick. That's right. I'm trying to remember how the wheel works. So
no, Craig's next. I'm last.
Oh yeah, Craig's next and you're last. Yes. So there we go. So
because you pick ROH. After Moorhouse's pick is done and that stuff, we'll go to the Battle of the Eras. That will be the first time we ever do that. So there we go. Yay.
Boom. Got it. So yeah. So but anyways, TLDR, Mr. TL has the next one. So got it. Craig. How was the Dark Ascension LARP opener for this year?
It was great. We had 23 people came out, and so that was a really good. That's one of our top, highest attended openers. So that was good. Weather was actually nice. I know we got some.
Not like what we got now.
Oh yeah, not now. But then our next event is May 9th, so a couple weeks here. We're kind of doing a couple early ones. Boom, boom, boom. And then,
might still have snow on the ground on May 9th, but anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're supposed to get up to like 12, 15 next week.
Something like that, yeah.
Like double digits pretty soon here, so like this is gone, but
hopefully.
Yeah, so it's May 9th is the next event, Can't Mask a Tune. We had a great event. We had we some inter-faction fighting. It was always really good.
Ooh.
Somebody killed one of my NPC characters, which I got resurrected, but I mean it was interesting. It was a bold move. The players got a little because they have a sword of death that you can use it once a day, and they used it on me early in the game. And I was like, "You're gonna regret that," because we came out with a human worshipping cannibal cult, and
nice
came out in our burlap masks and stuff, and we gave him a pretty good scare. I mean, it was pretty funny. I had a really good moment. We have one of our players. He's a teacher. And he always is like tries to like if there's conflict, he always tries to like he's like we should discuss this. We shouldn't resort to fighting. And it's like, well, the whole point of the game is that we're going to fight. Yeah. So we're playing these crazy and like doing these like Cajun accents and these like burlap masks and we're hooting and hollering running through the tree.
Yeah.
And he came out to us the one time and he's like, all right, we have banished your demon. There's no need to fight anymore. And I just let out this big shut the fuck up. And I just like cut this promo. I was just like, you flap your gums. And I'm just basically doing a Cajun Stone Cold.
Cajun Creole Stone Cold.
Exactly.
There's nightmare fuel.
I ended up escaping my bad guy character. So
yeah,
he'll come back.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's good. We had a really good game.
That's great. Killer. Good stuff. And we can hit you up on Blue Sky too, cpfraser.bluesky.social. House is on Blue Sky as well too. housecalls.bluesky.social. You can rig him up over there.
Yeah, and sometimes a check-in. Sometimes
there you go. And
he's abandoned it. There are tumbleweeds on his thread.
But you can interact with the man on Twitter here, TMLOUTAN.
Damn right.
Mr. TL.
EST 2012 because Craig bullied me. Oh, that was back in school where we had to make social media profiles. Otherwise, you were going to make a fake one of me, so I had to make one.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Twitter account, and then I ended up deactivating my Twitter.
Exactly. You had
Yeah.
4 at one point.
Or Twitter.
I had two.
Two
I thought it was
Twitters.
4.
I had my personal
His
one.
Sauron.
I had yeah. Well, I changed that one to I am the renegade, and I was the renegade on
Renegade.
for a while.
Oh, right. That's why it felt like 4 because you kept changing the
I
gimmicks.
changed it a few times, but then I settled on my comic book character that I wrote. That is
Oh.
will never see the light of day, thankfully, because I was like, I just ripped off Jonah Hex and Spawn.
Kane.
Like, it was Jonah Hex and Spawn. It was. I was like, I remember
Aw.
like, but I didn't know I had ripped off Jonah Hex until Jonah Hex, the trailer in the movie theater, and I was watching it. I was like, ah, shit. I was like, I saw the
I
trailer. and I
can't
was
be a
like,
tortured soul superhero. There's already
I was
tortured
like-
soul
I was like,
superheroes.
oh man! I was like, I didn't know that they already wrote this.
I like the Renegade. I kind of hope that character comes back in your LARP one day.
So
Oh man, that'd be wild.
I'm picturing WCW Renegade. I'm not picturing,
Oh,
That's right. You didn't see the Twitter account, so you
No.
wouldn't know it. Oh yeah. I could see
My
that
renegade
disconnect.
is like an evil cowboy looking dude.
You.
Oh, okay.
It was wild. I don't know
He
how-
is from the Old West.
he is from the West.
Not
So-
quite unlike the Undertaker.
So it's
No.
Sam Elliott if he was a superhero.
He's well, I don't even know how to describe the renegade at this point. He was like a guy that was killed, and then they fused his soul to an angel and a demon, and was able to like.
Oh my god.
He was Spawn. And
Is he like the Saint of Killers from The Preacher?
not quite. It's not
No.
bad. No, not quite.
I want everyone to know that that's what was bullying me back in post-secondary school.
Make
Well,
a Twitter account, or else I'm going to send my angel demon warrior at you. He's a cowboy.
remember,
wasn't-
these aren't Craig Fraser jokes. These are Craig Fraser facts.
Yeah. It wasn't even that. He was just threatening to, if you don't make a profile, I will, and it will be one of these characters that I have locked in my brain.
I got
Which, by the way, we have never discussed this before.
Mm.
This was back in the day where I had learned that Mr. Craig B. Fraser does the greatest impression ever of the Heath Ledger Joker.
Oh,
I haven't dusted that one off in a long time.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
I know. And I only remember that just the other day. I'm like, oh yeah, Craig does the best Joker. You may wait, black out your screen and just do the audio.
no, this is
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh man, I haven't done this in forever. Okay. The good cop, bad cop routine. It's too high now.
Oh, shit, you're right.
But no, if you're going down here, the Joker, his voice is a little more. He kind of goes up sometimes, and then he comes down like that. But I haven't done that one in a long time.
Yo, okay, I
There
would
you
tell
go.
for real. I made him do so he I made Craig do this thing for an audio recording on a phone that I don't have anymore. So
Right.
it's gone. But
so like you're outgoing.
For
no, the recording was I was telling people because okay, so Craig did this line from the Batman movie,
Yeah.
but he replaced Batman's name with Iron Man. So it sounded like a blooper. And I was playing that for everybody to be like, yo, listen to this blooper where Joker says Iron
Right.
Man instead of Batman. And
Okay.
everybody bought it. You're like, oh, shit, that's him.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, you think you run the city, Iron Man?
It was like for
Yeah,
friend-
it was the one where people will die. I'm a man of my word.
I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Iron Man's like, literally, I'm Tony Stark. I'm rich, but I don't run anything. Just Stark. That's it.
Here's the thing. I'm Tony.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing right now. I'm Tony Stark. I have money.
I'm Tony Stark,
Lots of money.
and indeed, I'm Iron Man, and I'm not going to be in the Batman movie.
because Iron Man is a Marvel property, right? And This is
I don't know what you're
PG.
doing.
I don't know what's happening at all.
Oh yeah, Moorhouse does an internet. He has to read this later when it comes out in print.
When the internet, yeah. When we
What's
send
an
out
What's an Iron Man? Is that a man with who carries an iron around?
No, that's Nigel McGuinness.
Oh,
Oh, full
Nigel.
circle.
Nice.
Yeah,
There we
full
go.
circle.
Well, that does it. That wraps up the Streamapalooza for tonight. We started at 7:30. It is now 11:18 Mountain. So that's
Let's all go, everybody. Sign off. Good
We're
night.
gonna take off, everybody. So we'll see you next time here on Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. To take care and have a great night. Bye bye.